Welcome. Enjoy my stories and my Minecraft play. Here are some of my weirdest and most random experiences. I swear sometimes real life is way stranger than anything you'd see in a movie or even in Minecraft. So, yeah. Grab a snack or something and let's get into it. Story 1. The Vanishing Roommate. So, this one time I had this roommate, right? Let's call him Jake. Jake was super chill but kind of mysterious. He'd always be up late doing stuff on his laptop, and sometimes he'd just disappear for hours. I thought he was just into gaming or something, but honestly, he never talked much about what he did. One day, he just disappeared. No note, no message, nothing. I thought maybe he was just out of town or something, but days went by and no sign of him. His stuff was still there. Laptop, clothes, even his half-eaten cereal bowl in the sink. Gross, right? I started, poking around his stuff. I know, it's kind of sketchy, but I was worried. I found this weird notebook with random numbers. And symbols. It looked like some kind of code or cipher. I spent hours trying to crack it, but it was tough. Then I remembered Jake was into cryptography hardcore. He'd once shown me how to make, a Caesar cipher for fun. So I used an online decoder and finally got a message. Find the key under the old oak tree. Weird, right? I went to the park near our place, and under this huge oak tree I found a small box. Inside was a USB drive. On the drive, videos of Jake talking about secret meetings and strange people in dark suits watching him. I realized he was probably in some kind of trouble, maybe spying or being followed. There were clips of him walking down the street, and you could see the same black car in the background over and over. I called a friend who's into hacking, and he helped me trace the videos to a location, an abandoned warehouse on the edge of town. We went there at night, and it was super creepy. We found evidence of surveillance equipment and a hidden room with monitors showing footage of different places, including our apartment. Long story short, Jake was caught up in some shady stuff, and I think he faked his disappearance to escape. I never saw him again, but that whole experience made me realize how little we really know about the people around us. You could be living with a secret agent and not even know it. Wild, right? Story 2, The Haunted Library. Mystery, okay. So, this next one is about this old library downtown. People said it was haunted because weird things kept happening, lights flickering, books flying off shelves, that kind of spooky stuff. I didn't really believe in ghosts, but I was curious. So I volunteered to stay overnight in the library with a couple of friends. We set up cameras and audio recorders hoping to catch something. Honestly, I was just hoping for a funny TikTok or something. Around midnight, we heard footsteps and whispers. I was okay, this is getting creepy. Then one of the cameras caught a shadow moving quickly between the aisles. We followed it, but it disappeared. The next day, I started digging into the library's history. Turns out the building was built over an old underground tunnel system from the Prohibition era. Smugglers used it to move illegal stuff secretly. I guess that explains the weird noises and the chilly drafts. I went back with a flashlight and found a hidden door behind a bookshelf. Inside was a tunnel filled with old crates and dusty bottles. No ghosts, just history. I even found a super old newspaper talking about a police raid in the 1920s. So the haunting was probably caused by the creaky old building and maybe some pranksters. But honestly, that night was one of the most intense experiences I've had investigating. And, I'll never look at libraries the same way again. Story 3. The Missing Cat Conspiracy. All right, last one for today. This one's kind of funny, but also weird. A neighbor asked me to help find her missing cat, Mr. Whiskers. Simple enough, right? But then I found out Mr. Whiskers wasn't just any cat. Apparently, the cat had been sneaking into a nearby lab every night. The lab was super secretive, and no one knew what they did there. So I decided to follow Mr. Whiskers one evening. The cat led me to a back entrance of the lab. I saw scientists working on advanced AI and robotics. And get this, they were testing a robotic cat that looked exactly like Mr. Whiskers. Turns out the real Mr. Whiskers had been kidnapped by the lab because they wanted to study his behavior to improve their robot cat. I confronted the lab manager, who reluctantly admitted it. He was like, we just needed a real cat for research purposes. I managed to get Mr. Whiskers back, and the neighbor was super happy. But it made me think how much of what we see is real, and how much is just like a copy or a trick. I mean, what if my neighbor's cat is actually the robot now? Just kidding. I think. Story 4. The Minecraft glitch that got real okay. So, this one is about Minecraft, because honestly, I spend way too much time playing. One time, I was building this epic treehouse on my server, right? I was playing solo, but then I started seeing weird stuff like random blocks disappearing and reappearing, or hearing footsteps when I was totally alone. At first, I thought it was just lag or, a weird mod glitch. But then, I saw a name tag in the distance just for a second. It said Herobrine. I know, it's probably just a myth or whatever, but it freaked me out. I started recording my screen and, I actually caught some weird stuff. Doors opening by themselves, random signs popping up with, cryptic messages, not alone and he watches. I showed my friends and they thought I was trolling, but I swear it was real. Then, one night, my computer crashed, and when I rebooted, my Minecraft world was gone. Totally wiped. I tried everything to recover it, but nope. It was just vanished. Maybe it was just a glitch, or maybe Herobrine really doesn't want me building tree houses. Either way, I started a new world, but I always double check for weird stuff now. Story 5. The Disappearing Pizza Delivery. All right, this one's less spooky and more what even happened? So I ordered pizza one night after a long Minecraft session. The app said it would be 30 minutes. An hour goes by, nothing. I call the place, and they're like, it's on the way. Finally, there's a knock on the door, but when I open it, there's just the pizza box on my porch. No delivery person in sight. I look up and down the street, nothing. I even checked my security cam, and it just shows the pizza appearing out of nowhere. No car, no person, just pizza. I ate it anyway, because free pizza, right? But I still have no idea how it got there. Maybe the delivery guy was a ninja or something. Or maybe I just got pranked. Either way, best tasting mystery. Pizza ever closing, so yeah, those are some of the weirdest cases I've stumbled into. Sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction, and you never know what's hiding just beneath the surface of everyday life. Or, in your Minecraft world. Thanks for listening to my stories. Maybe next time I'll tell you about the time I got lost in a corn maze and ended up at a secret rave. But that's a story for another day.